Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Marni Novick, founder and owner of Silicon Valley Hearing here in Los Gatos, California. And I want to talk to you a little bit about a particular therapy program targeted to intervene and help improve auditory phonological awareness problems in children and adults. So this is a very cool therapy tool that was created by Gatos, a pioneering audiologist and speech-language pathologist who lives in Kansas City, and he developed this program 20-30 years ago, about maybe a little longer than that, and has been using it to help improve auditory processing skills in children and adults. And it really works and targets to improve phonemic decoding skills. Okay, so let's remind you about what auditory processing is. Auditory processing is basically what the brain does with what the ears send to the brain. And the brain is responsible for attaching the language and meaning of what we hear so we can understand what we're hearing. And auditory processing skills often underlie some of the problems that can happen to children when they are having difficulty with learning how to read and sound out words and spelling, and also negatively impact writing skills. Okay, so what do you need to have in order to have really good auditory processing, which leads to good understanding and listening skills, and then leads to good language processing? I'm going to talk to you about Erber's model of the hierarchical auditory skills development. So the first thing that needs to happen is you need to have detection, okay? Detection is the ability to respond to the presence or absence of sound, and it's one of the first steps that must be developed in learning how to listen. The next step up is discrimination, the ability to perceive similarities and differences between two different speech sounds, such as b and or a and I. So discrimination needs to be developed, okay? The next step up is identification. Identification is the ability to label by repeating, pointing, or writing the speech stimulus heard. So for example, b is B, and is M, and D is D, okay? So you need to start with detection, which then leads to discrimination, and then it leads to identification, and which will then lead to the final step of comprehension. And comprehension is the ability to understand the meaning of speech by answering questions, following directions, paraphrasing, or participating in a conversation. So all of these skills need to be sequentially developed in an orderly fashion to be successful for reading comprehension or listening comprehension. And so the therapy program developed by Gatos is known as the Phonemic Training Program, and it involves 4 different things that we work on in therapy. Phonemic training, so being able to identify the difference between D and D for D and for M. So we teach both the discrimination and identification, okay? The other thing that we work on is words and noise training, being able to filter out distractions of competing talkers and pull out the key word that you need to understand and express. So the child or adult will need to be able to have really good decoding skills, phonemic awareness skills to be able to achieve that. We also work on short-term auditory memory skills to help with recall of auditory information heard. And then we work on the phonemic synthesis, which is blending of sounds into words. So for example, k, a, t, which means cat, or d, a, g, dog. And once the child is able to really be able to blend sounds heard, we need to learn how to segment the words into sounds, okay? And to really improve those reading and spelling skills, that needs to be worked on in an orderly fashion as well. And we also can manipulate sounds and words to create new words. So for example, if I say stop and repeat the word stop without the s, the child should be able to repeat the word as top, because we deleted the first phoneme off the beginning of the word. I'm so excited to offer this therapy program in my clinic to children who have been identified with having an auditory phonological awareness problem. And that is a little bit of what phonemic training therapy program is in my clinic. So if you think that you have a child or know a child that has some auditory processing challenges and needs to be evaluated by me to determine if this would be the best intervention for them, please give us a call. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.